Hey my babies, welcome back to another video. It's your girl adorekristiana. If you're new here, welcome. Today I am going to be demonstrating how I got this braid and curl hairstyle. I'm telling you guys, it is super simple. You may want to try it out yourself. So if you are interested in the steps it took to achieve this look, then stick around and let's get into it. My hair is freshly washed. I'm taking down my t-shirt and faithfully I oil my scalp as my first step. But honestly y'all, I've been wanting something new, and then Nora hair care products fell right into my lap. Y'all, the packaging is on point. This is the little baggie that it came in, so cute. And here is the bottle itself. It is like a little squeezy bottle, which is perfect. So I am going to oil my scalp with this today. Y'all, my homemade oil blend stopped doing it for me a while ago. And I was just so happy to try this out. And immediately when I put it in my scalp, I felt that tingly sensation. And it smelled so good, kind of minty fresh, but very subtly. It was kind of like a sweet smell. So what you see me doing here is adding it to my seborrheic dermatitis all around my perimeter and just further working it in my scalp. And now that I'm wrapping it up, I can get into styling. And the first step is me parting out my hair, separating the front from the back. I'm just making sure here that I'm getting the same amount of hair in the front on each side. And now I'm checking to see if this is the amount of hair that I want for the style I'm going for. And it was. So now my OCD just kicked in. So I'm just straightening out the part just a little bit. And when I'm all done, I will tie it away and move on to the next step. So what I'm going to do now is just clip away the back so that I can work on the front. And I'm going to start by making a parallel part straight down the middle, and I'm just going to make sure that my parts are straight. Obviously only crispy parts around here, and as you can see my scalp was acting all the way up, but we got something for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and add Nora's serum right to my scalp and just work it in. I did the same steps for the next parts that I'm creating, which is a vertical part and a horizontal part. And like I said, I went ahead and added some oil to my scalp after, and then I just tied these up and away and created the same design of parting on the other side. Once my parting is completed, this is what I am working with on the top / front of my head. Now I'm going to get into styling, and today I'm going to use Maui Moisturized Curl Smoothie and also Shea Moisturized Flaxseed Stronghold Styling Gel and Wetline Xtreme Gel. Kicking off styling, I am going to start straight down the middle with this section by wetting it down and working in that water. And first I'm going to add my curling cream, no leave-in today babies. Then I'm going to go right in with both of my gels, first the Shea Moisture and then the Wetline. I will follow up by detangling and then smoothing with my toothbrush. And then I'm going to create my little starter piece as usual, and then I will begin my braid. I am going to braid it straight back, just following the part. And then once I get past the cornrow part of it, I'm just going to braid it all the way down and seal the ends with a curl. I've added my water and my hair products to this vertical section. I've grabbed my starter piece and now I'm cornrowing it straight down. And these products mixed together creates so much slip for my hair, you guys. So if you notice, I am manually picking up some of the pieces to add to the braid to create my cornrow, because if not, they would kind of just slip through my fingers and it wouldn't have been as tight. So I'm going to do the same thing for my horizontal cornrow as well. Like I said, you might notice me manually picking up some pieces instead of just automatically cornrowing as I typically would. But I do love how these products work for my hair. They just create so much slip, like I mentioned, but my hair also stays very moisturized and turns out very soft as a result. So I was not complaining. I'm sealing this braid up with a curl, and then I'm just going to map out these braids and make sure they're going to lay in a way that I had envisioned. And now that I did the other side, I'm taking down these 2 sections in the front and just creating one big section because that is what I'm going for anyway. And I just want it out of the way a little more so I can focus on the back. So I did previously separate the back in half, and working on this first half, I took out a section of the size of my liking, which was a larger section. And now I'm wetting it down and I'm applying my curling cream and working it in. Now I'm gonna add my Shea Moisture gel. That flaxseed gel is the bid, y'all. And now I'm gonna add my Wetline Xtreme gel and just work everything in so that I can go ahead and braid. Oh, can we get into the clumpage though? Y'all, I'm telling you, this mixture on my hair, I just really love it. So getting into this braid, I just detangled it, and now I am putting my hands in the braiding position and getting that root very, very tight, making sure I smooth and detangle as I go. Now this is my second braid that I've done in this section, and what I decided to do was grab my perm rods, and I'm going to add 2 braids per perm rod. So now I'm just wrapping the ends around 2.5 times, making sure to tuck the ends, and then I roll the perm rod up over my ends so that the braid covers the ends, being sure that they are super tucked and flat and smooth. And of course I had to go back and make sure that was the case because my ends are really my problem area, I'm not gonna lie. So once I am happy with it, I am going to move on. So I ended up with 4 sections in the back. I did it row by row. I decided to break each one in half though, so my hair dried in a timely manner. If I made them too big, that wouldn't have been the case. And also, at this point, I decided to give this oil a try on my ends because as I just mentioned, my ends really be trying to get at me, y'all. I promise you. Braid outs, twist outs, wash and goes. The volume and the frizz is okay at the root and the shaft, but the ends though, they be showing out. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna give Nora's serum a try on my ends, and inadvertently it also went on my strands and basically my entire head. So we're gonna see how the serum does for my hair, you guys. Hopefully it alleviates frizz and gives me that shine. But this serum is said to prevent dandruff, itchy scalp, and even hair loss by moisturizing and improving blood circulation in our scalp. It can also strengthen and condition our strands, aiding in length retention. Don't we love that? But also it can leave our hair very soft and lustrous, and that's exactly what I'm going for here. What also really had me is the fact that it does have anti-inflammatory properties. And like I mentioned early in this video, y'all, I do suffer from seborrheic dermatitis. So to think that I could apply this to my perimeter and my scalp overall and potentially see it calm and maybe in the long run heal based on the usage of this serum, yes, that honestly sold me. So I am definitely going to be consistent with this. I finished the first half and I ended up with 8 braids total and 4 perm rods. I am going to do the other side, and now we can get into the top half of this style. I'm taking everything down in the front and getting everything out of the way so I can work on one half at a time. I am going to start working on this right half first. I already applied my water and worked it in. Now I'm adding my curling cream and my Shea Moisture Flaxseed Gel. And now I'm going to add my wet line and make sure that I detangle everything in afterward. And once everything is nice and smoothed out, I'm going to tie it up and do the same thing to the other side. Now that both sides are thoroughly moisturized, I'm going to add them together, including the cornrow down the middle. Once I brush them up, I am going to use my toothbrush and my parting comb just to make sure that my parts are visible. I love that clean, sharp look. So once I get everything how I want it, I will form a ponytail and grab 2 scrunchies to create a ponytail at the top of my head. I also kind of stacked my scrunchies so that my ponytail looks a little bit more elevated. And now I'm going to grab the remainder of that braid and take it out so just the cornrow remains, and add the rest of the hair to the ponytail. Now this part right here, I did go ahead and wrap the cornrows around the base of my ponytail, but I didn't really like it, so I'm going to clean it up and show you how in a minute. But for the ponytail portion, I did take out a section of hair and then divide that into two. And I added my water and my products. I detangled, and then I started to braid all the way down. And I took out 3 sections total. I broke those into 2 each. So then I ended up with 3 perm rods for my ponytail. So here I am adding my perm rods. Now, in order to fix this up, I took the longer cornrows, which were the horizontal ones. I crisscrossed them in the front and then crisscrossed them around the base of the ponytail. Now I'm grabbing the vertical ones, crisscrossing them in the front, and then crisscrossing them around the base of the ponytail as well. Now the vertical ones were my shorter hairs, so they didn't necessarily tuck underneath the base as well as I would have wanted them to, but obviously you can use some Got2b or some gel to keep them in place. But I just used some water and my toothbrush to smooth it down, and they stayed just fine, to be honest. So this was my one pesky hair that I had to bobby pin down, but voila. So now here is my hair with all my perm rods, nice and wet. Now I'm gonna go ahead and dry it for 2 hours under the dryer, and here I am the next day. So for the takedown, I am going to go back in with my Nora regrowth serum. I'm coating my hands with it right off the bat. Going to pat a little bit on my shaft, but go straight in and take down these perm rods. Then once each section is unraveled, I am going to rub my hands on the entirety of my hair, the root, the shaft, the ends, and just get that oil thoroughly coated onto my strands. And here's the ends from the perm rods. That looked so cute to me. I don't know why. But yeah, now I'm just going to do my baby hairs before I unravel anything else so that they can set in the meantime. I did go in with Eco Styler, and then I added my Style Factor Edge Booster just to mold everything into place, have my baby hairs looking a little bit more defined and shiny. You know the deal. So once I wrap this up, I am going to go ahead and grab my scarf and set everything into place, like I said, so that I can take everything down, and when I'm done I can reveal the final look. Now I'm going to add a drop or 2 in my hands per braid, y'all. I was not playing. I want my ends to look very put together, and of course as I work my way up the braid, the rest of my shaft will be coated in that oil as well. So I am getting the maximum benefit from this serum. All right, so once again I'm going to add some to my hands and work it onto my ends and proceed with my takedown. So I'm working my way up, taking my time and being very, very gentle, you guys. That is the only way to go about your takedown. It'll save you so much hassle in the end. And this is what the first half is looking like. Now moving on to the top of my ponytail, I'm gonna take these down as well, doing the same technique, taking my time. And oh my goodness, I actually love how this looks before I separate it, but my hype self is going to go ahead and do the other side, and this is what it looks like when everything is pre-taken down. So moving on to separation, like I mentioned, it looks so good pre-separation. So if that's your vibe, baby, by all means, but I'm always shooting for some more volume. So I am going to separate my hair, and at this point I was getting a little scared because I didn't know what to think. It was looking a little frizzy, but after a while I got the gist of this takedown, and I realized that you had to be more gentle starting from the root to the shaft, and then you could put a little bit more elbow grease on those ends when you twirl them, and honey, it will come out so darn cute. Now working my way up to the ponytail portion, it did give me less of a scare, so I continued on with the same technique, and I barely saw any frizz, so I was good to go. I was getting super excited, y'all, and the separation process just takes my hair from 0 to 100. I totally love it. It's so satisfying. So now I'm going to separate the other side, and this is what it looks like. I am going to fluff in my roots just to separate any parts and get some initial volume. But after a while, you know, I had to go and grab my partner in crime. So here is my pick. I'm going to pick out starting from the roots. And today I really did just focus on my roots. I really didn't take it out any much further because I was going for a nice little heart shape. I didn't need much length to do so. So just picking at my roots, I got it as fluffy as I wanted. And I did not neglect my ponytail. I got in there really good, you guys. And then I took off my scarf just to make sure I was getting the picture. You know what I'm saying? Checking out the volume, checking out the shape. I literally felt like I could have fluffed for days. So I went back in with my pick once again once I took it off. But then after a while, I told myself as the days go on, it will get bigger. It will look even more full. So with that being said, let me show you guys exactly how it turned out. All right, my babies, this is how my hair is looking. The fact that I got these results without having to fully perm rod my head has been such a plus. This was so simple, but so bomb. Like, are y'all getting this? My hair is so fluffy. There's so much movement going on. It's so light. I love when my hair just looks effortlessly beautiful, you guys. You guys always know how I talk about my hair being so frizz prone, but my ends are so frizz free. They are so soft. They are so shiny. I had to contribute that to the Nora's regrowth serum. Like, I honestly cannot believe it. Not only is my hair feeling soft, looking luscious, so much volume, it's not weighed down, but in addition to my hair looking so good, my scalp has been feeling and looking so good too. It's going on day 3 that I've applied this oil to my hair, and y'all, I have not seen a flake. This serum is definitely doing what my homemade oil blend was not, okay? I'm so excited to be adding this to my weekly hair routine. I can tell it is truly going to reconstruct my scalp and my hair, and therefore I will be seeing growth. I will be sure to let you guys in on my results as time goes on, but if you do want to try this product out with me, I will have all of the information down below, including the direct link to the site and a coupon code for some money, y'all. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you give it a big old like, and you already know if you want to see more from me, because I got more for you. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see y'all babies in the next one. Bye.